So it starts with you, identify yourself,
Yes.
and then say, and I was in that band.
What?
You don't have to name any bands. That's just how it starts. I'm
Okay.
Reggie, and I was in that band or whatever.
Well, I know I'm Reggie.
Right. I was rehearsing
You're
for you.
Grady.
I was trying to feed you the line.
This is your podcast, and my name is Reggie Rueffer, and I started playing music in Deep Ellum in 1987 with a band called Mildred. I was I was in college. I was at SMU, and my boy, I'd always played violin in an orchestra, so I had a scholarship at SMU, and I was in various country bands. But in the garage at home, my brother and I were playing Rush tunes, and I learned how to play a little bass following Geddy Lee. Mm-hmm. And so Chad learned all the Alex Lifeson stuff. I mean, he learned it. He was good. My brother, and it almost pigeonholed him his whole life. He's always kind of soloed like that now.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's funny, but he nailed that stuff, and I didn't quite nail Geddy's parts, but I got close enough. Anywho, and then we started a band called Mildred with this hippie dude from, I don't know, he was half Lebanese, I think. He was into the eating alfalfa sprouts and almonds for snacks and drinking, strange beverages, no alcohol, smoked a pot, and his name was Scott Turnbow. And he had a really cool approach. He was a big fan of Todd Rundgren, but his approach was kind of all over the map, very folky, but rocky folk. I don't know how to describe it, but he wrote some really cool songs.
He played guitar?
Yeah, he played guitar and drums.
Okay.
And my brother played guitar and drums. So they were constantly swapping.
Okay.
In the Mildred show.
And you're always on bass?
No, I would swap. I would play fiddle, and then I'd play bass, and then we had a keyboard player named Rob Menzel who was at our gig Thursday night.
Okay.
He would play bass when I was playing fiddle, or he would play guitar too. He was multi-instrumental.
That sounds like a killer band.
We kind of got good. We
Yeah.
did, and we had an unusual approach, and we wrote some interesting songs. And anywho, we did that from 87 to 92, and we released Whippersnapper in 91. And with Jim Cock on keyboards. Rob Menzel had gone, and then Scott had gone, and it was me, and we had a kick-ass ace in the hole bass player, and he's ungodly bass player. We still use him every year at the Christmas show, but he lives in New Orleans, David Prez.
Oh, I know Dave.
Gosh, he's a monster player. So we had a kick-ass band from 90 to 92, 89 to 92. And, a lot of people loved us. We had a good following. We put this record out, and then we decided, I don't know what happened. We just kind of decided to stop. I think we played one miserable gig somewhere in Arlington at, was it the Gold Nugget or something on Division? It's a country bar. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't there, and we just looked at each other and said, this is probably as good as it's going to get. We never thought we were going to
gig.
Yeah, we never thought our music was ever going to become mainstream popular. We knew it wasn't, and I think we got tired of each other. I don't know. Something happened. We broke up, and then I went on to play bluegrass with Andy Owens, the Andy Owens Project. He was a reject from Danger in the Air. I don't remember that. Robin Macy's old bluegrass group. Robin Macy, who went on to do the Dixie Chicks, and then Anywho, so we did bluegrass for a couple of years, and that was the last time I was interested in Appalachia, which is why I haven't followed up on Miss Jillian Welch too much. But I did admire her from a distance.
We were talking about her before.
We were talking about her, and then we started Spot because what really inspired me in '93 was the Breeders.
Oh yeah,
and I hadn't really discovered
Pixies
yet.
Yeah.
I knew a few tunes, but the Breeders caught my ear.
That's cool.
And Kim Deal, she just rocked my world.
Yeah.
And that, I started writing songs. And then I said, Chad, let's do something again. And then we got Earl Darling on drums. And
Earl's great too.
And we hooked, at the time, Chad was playing a little bit with Paul Slavens and Tin Hands. And they were talking to this girl named Renee Reidinger. She had some in at Ardent. She knew the people at Ardent. So she was sending them Paul Slavens and the Tin Hands stuff. And then we started cooking this thing up, this Spot thing. And we went to Reed Easterwood's house and recorded a little demo at the Pink House. Did you ever go to the Pink House?
I don't guess so.
Down there near the M Streets. But it was a decent little demo. And she sent it to Ardent. And next thing we know, they want to have us. And they brought us up and we did a record there. And suddenly we were playing all over the country.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then Redbeard, jumped on it.
Yeah.
And so Q102 was playing it and The Edge was playing it. And it was heady times.
Really?
Yeah. I felt.
And primarily your songs? 100% your songs?
No, I would say half and half. Chad was writing too.
You and your brother?
I mean, my songs were better, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But Chad was writing really good songs too.
Who's older?
I am 2 years.
Okay.
That's why my songs are better, because I'm older. I have more perspective.
And that's why he plays guitar better.
Oh, sorry, Chad. But
he can come in and defend his songs anytime he wants.
And he'd probably be good to interview or talk to. He's got a good radio voice, and he has good things to say. He's smarter than me. But anywho, that lasted for 2 or 3 years. I think Spot might have done something if I hadn't drank so much. I was drinking too much.
Yeah.
And I wasn't taking care of business. And my songs were getting weirder, because Spot there was this moment in time where Spot songs were almost mainstream. And we had almost a hit. And then I started getting, a little more esoteric. Yeah. And they didn't know how to play them. We weren't sure what to do with the new songs. And so it just kind of petered out. It really just petered out. Ardent did a handshake deal with Interscope. And so we thought, woohoo, Interscope, we're going to really fly now. You know what? I'll tell you another thing, Grady. We were on the road for 2 years in a van with a trailer.
I'm listening. Intently
and
listening.
We were doing radio interviews all over the country and playing some pretty decent shows. And I didn't like it.
No?
I especially didn't like people fawning over us the way they would, because I just thought, you guys, it's
embarrassing.
Not that great. It's really not that great. And I didn't like talking to people in the business. I think people in the music business, I don't trust them.
I don't either.
And I don't like the way they talk about music. I don't like turning it into a commodity.
No, I don't. I totally agree. I'm wary of anyone who is in the business side, and I feel like I need to figure out what makes them tick and understand, like, why are you doing this? Because to me, from my perspective, there's just not that much business. There's not.
Right.
Anyone who's been in it long enough is like, man, if you don't love this and you don't just love music, why are you here? And what do you think? Where's the pot of gold you're chasing? Because you got to find it somewhere else.
I can see why certain people would be interested in hanging around musicians, because they tend to be pretty colorful.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know.
And maybe you go, I can exploit these people.
Right.
They're simple.
Yes.
Feed them beer.
Yeah.
Here's some drink tickets. I'll handle the money.
Don't you worry about that. I love that. Did you ever go much on the road like that? And did you ever maybe have a icky feeling or?
Nothing that hard. Like, no. It was like, the bands I was in, we would do a couple or a few weeks at a time. And it was like camp or something is how I would relate it. We would just have our little local thing, and then we might have a circuit that we would take, once or twice a year and go play the same places where they might know us or they might remember us, or we'll try out this club that time if the one last time didn't work out well.
Right.
But I did like it. But I would travel with guys and see the people who didn't,
Really?
Yeah. You could feel it.
And that's why drug use and alcoholism is so rampant, because it is kind of if you're not built for it, it'll knock you down. And I don't think I was ready for that kind of even I was mid-20s. I mean, I wasn't a kid, but I don't think I'm not going to say I buckled under the pressure, but I drank too much to get through it. And consequently, I started making poor decisions, and I don't think I don't know. I soured on it.
And the repetition, you have one record
We had
And you're
one
basically
record.
playing the same set for 2 years?
We'd worked in maybe 4 or 5 new ones. So we basically had 15 songs.
Yeah.
And I always felt sheepish that I didn't have 30 songs.
Sure.
Of course, if I had 30 songs, I'd feel sheepish for not having 45.
Yeah.
So I always had this feeling that we didn't have enough, we didn't have the goods, even though we were doing well.
Imposter syndrome?
A lot of imposter syndrome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Those are the words.
Yeah.
I felt like an imposter, and I just didn't have the nads to keep at it and just overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything's come so easy for me that I didn't want to work that hard. I wanted it to be flowing and natural. And if it didn't flow and I had to force it, then I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, some might say that you want it to flow and you don't want to force it. It means you really don't want to put the work in. I think I put the work in. I just didn't, I don't know. The whole thing just, anywho. So that's that story.
There's a bunch of, I mean, you can, now that's over, you can do a bunch of what if or what, you know, but that it did go down the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
What eventually like made that stop?
Well, the Interscope thing just kind of fizzled out because they said, "Where's their second album? Where's the next single?" We had one single and we've been touring on it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Where's the next single? They didn't care for the next single, which I thought was Straight to the Sunset, which is a pretty damn good song in my opinion. But I guess they just didn't catch us at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
The timing was off, and we weren't ready to push it. We didn't force it. And, you know, none of us were very, you got to have one ass kicker in the band.
Yeah.
And we just didn't.
Yeah.
Now, our drummer, Davis Bixton, great guy, great drummer. He was a ass kicker when it came to just like making sure we had a van that ran or that we had, you know, things that would work. But he wasn't a business ass kicker. He wasn't a music business ass kicker, which is what we needed, and we didn't really have it.
And do you have management?
We kind of did. Yeah, we did. There was a group out of Georgia, Atlanta, that managed us. And I don't know how that went all down. You know, like I say, I was drinking so much that I don't really, I can't give you a definitive answer why Spot cratered.
Mm-hmm.
But I've given you a lot of possible reasons.
Did that, any recording progress or any demoing get done on that second thing?
No, well, we did put out a 4-song vinyl that had 2 new songs on it.
Oh, cool.
But it also had a reproduced song from the record and a live song of one of the record songs. So it's a pretty cool little 4-song EP. 4-song vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautiful. It had a nice creamy swirl color to it.
Awesome.
I was so tickled to get vinyl, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But it had a couple of new songs on there. And they were good new songs, but, you know, I don't know. Fizzle.
There's no, and then when you go to Arden, are you aware of Big Star? Do you know what that is?
Well, I did learn pretty quickly who Jody Stevens was our guy. Right. He was our rep. So I've learned pretty quick and did my research and realized, hey, man, this band's good.
They were.
And I'd heard about them through people like REM mentioning them. And I can't remember who else that I knew that referred to them.
Maybe Teenage Fan Club.
Oh, maybe.
Matthew Sweet or something like that.
Matthew Sweet, maybe. Or what was that other band I really liked out of Georgia? Oh, man. They were a trio. I saw them live at the what was that old Arcadia Theater?
Out of Georgia.
Yeah, they were right about the same time as REM, but they didn't quite make it over the big hump. Man, what were they called?
Someone. All our friends are.
Mitch was the lead singer and writer. Mitch
punching their radio right now.
Yeah, they're sorry, guys. It'll come to me as I'm walking out the door tonight. But anywho, yeah, I was pretty impressed that we were hanging out with Big Star, even though I didn't grow up knowing them. When I realized who they were and what they were about, I thought, this is pretty cool. How did we stumble on this? You know?
Yeah, because I assume being like, I mean, I visited that place because it was like power pop mecca. I love, you know, I just became infatuated with Memphis music at a time when I was like, I mean, Otis Redding and Al Green and Stax and Willie Mitchell recorded those Al Green records, like, you know, really cool producers. And then learning about Big Star and John Fry.
John Fry.
These are people who were like, they were people who I wanted to be. I was like, oh, you're a good instrumentalist who also has a knack for scouting talent or making records, and and you create something beautiful that may not have been understood or big at the time, but gets discovered later, and people, sing your praises forever. That's how I saw myself, I think.
Really?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, see, that scene, that Memphis scene, is ideal for that sort of temperament,
Yeah. It's not the big time.
It's not the big time. I mean, Jeff Buckley chose to go there and die, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that, but
it's poetic.
Maybe he didn't choose, but
it's the way it went down. Again.
But there was a vibe there that he, of all people, I mean, I was late on him too. Matter of fact, I was discovering him as he was drowning. Sad.
Not a good time to discover someone.
Yeah, no kidding. And I just love his 2 records.
Yeah.
My Sweetheart the Drunk has got some great stuff on. But he was also in a similar, not comparing ourselves to him, but in that same vein, he was not going more mainstream with his next efforts. And maybe he was struggling with that too.
Yeah.
Because he was actually going in he was charting his own, he was creating something I thought was relatively new to, I don't know, what do you call what he's doing?
Yeah.
Honestly.
I like artists like that.
We're talking about Jeff Buckley.
That catch something and a little bit of like maybe get some critical acclaim or a big hit, and then kind of pull you off into their own world. I think, Neil Young would probably be like the champ,
the champ
of that. And then, I mean, like for like a more modern one might be like Radiohead or something of just like we had this big hit, and then anyone who wanted to follow us into our weird shit, come along.
Right.
And like another one would be like Mark Linkous, Sparkle Horse.
Yeah.
Like, and but I've always those are the kind of artists I like that want to start. They start in a really cool, palatable place, and then I think quickly realize I cannot stay here. I cannot keep doing this. I gotta, and I'm going to test you, kind of like, can you hang with this? Mm-hmm. Are you sure you want to come along? And
I can't sing Roxanne for the next 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like those. Those are the people I seek out. And I think that's, again, like probably what Memphis has, and then there's
Memphis.
You dig in a little more, and it's like, oh yeah, well there's darkness there too.
Yeah, there's anything in the South to me has got that whole what's his face, the great writer Faulkner, that dark underbelly kind of, there's the southern underbelly of the country.
Yeah.
And there's some gastric disturbance going on there.
With something we ate.
Yeah, something you ate. Them damn roux and that gumbo. It swirls around and it creates a weird vibe. It really does. It's a strange vibe down south. I remember playing Montgomery, Alabama once, just feeling weird the whole time. Or when you leave New Orleans, the next town, Mobile. Is it Mobile?
Yeah, Mobile.
Mobile's got a strange vibe to
Mm-hmm.
it. And then you get toward Florida, and then that's just got piss vibe to it.
Yeah.
I don't like Florida at all.
No.
But the others, and Georgia's got
cool.
I like Georgia. Georgia doesn't feel dark at all.
No.
Georgia's got something that I can't put my finger on. But
it's more like Texas.
Yeah, it is.
To me, or there's something about it there that I remember playing Athens would be, I don't know, just going, where all these people come from, all these, and it was like they love music, and they were, and kind of, I tend to think people in the South is like, whether genuine or not, kind of nice.
Yeah. They're raised to be polite.
Get out west
for the most part.
Like it was like when we were touring, it'd be like You go east, it was like home cooked meals, sleeping in people's homes.
Yeah, people would invite you into their home.
And then out west, it was just more money. You know, they'd be like, here's the money. Go. You're not sleeping at my house.
Right.
You take your band of musicians and get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
That was like, and again, like I liked it. I don't know. I was on board for it. It's like,
yeah.
all right.
And I didn't, I did a lot of bluegrass festivals in the early '80s. I was in a high school. I was in a band that did bluegrass festivals in Louisiana and Arkansas and Tennessee. And
Fiddle's your first instrument?
Yeah.
Or violin?
Yeah.
How long, like when did you start that as a
I started that at 10 years old, 1976, 77. Okay. No, I was 9, excuse me, in 76. And I was in the little orchestra that we started in Irving, Texas. And then in the junior high, I was just going along. I wasn't making a big name. Well, you know what I mean? I wasn't getting really that good. I was getting good, but not that good. And then I ran into these guys who wanted to start a band, and it was bluegrassy. It was Sweet Blue Eyed Darling and Mountain Dew and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all junior high. This was in junior high, and they said, "Reggie, come on, try it out." And I said, "I don't know I don't know any of these songs, But I started improvising. I don't know where it came from. Mm-hmm. I'd listened to enough Beatles in my life that maybe some of that seeped in where I could just come up with something. And I started improvising, and then I started getting better and better and better. Started taking lessons instead of just the school class. I was taking lessons. So I started to get into where I could actually, compete in all-state orchestra competition, and that sort of thing. But that's the fiddle thing. And then, so I've been all over the South with, that bluegrass band and then Andy Owens project. And yeah, it has the down home thing as well. I don't want to stress the dark underbelly because really there was a lot of fun, beautiful things happening down there. Yeah. And Georgia, we had great response in Georgia. Spot did when our management was in Atlanta, and we'd just stay at their house. We'd show up in town and stay at Erica's house and her husband Frank. Mm-hmm. He was in a touring band as well, and he turned me on to Thin Lizzy.
Fuck yeah!
Oh yeah, he was a big Thin Lizzy fan.
I like Thin Lizzy.
Yeah. And anywho, yeah, I shouldn't poo-poo the South at all because I'd had a great many memories from playing all kinds of music, really. Well, bluegrass and rock. Okay, maybe just two kinds of music.
Both kinds.
So
yeah, man. Well, and then it seems like then post Spot, did you maybe back toward the country and the fiddle?
Yeah, I did a few years of with a guy named Jake Hooker, who's
I didn't know you played with Jake.
I did play with Jake.
That's cool.
I
know his current fiddle player.
He is a terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Speaking of Jess Metter, everybody.
Jess Metter.
He's fantastic. What was it like playing with Jake then?
It was fantastic because then I was really learning some obscure country tunes.
Yeah. He knows them all. That motherfucker. Sorry, Jake. But I mean, like, it seems like anyone. I don't think I've ever seen someone request a song and him say he didn't know it.
Right.
I know. And, been lucky enough to play a couple shows or, around them. I've been around them a little bit and go like, what was that one? It's like I could tell it was a Tom T. Hall song or something because it was great and very memorable, but it had no chorus, and he's like, oh, that was Homecoming. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love, but so did that for.
Have you ever heard his dad sing?
I love his dad.
We did an album with him called Blue Smoke. You gotta, if you don't have it.
I have it.
Oh, you got it. It's one of my favorites.
I did a couple shows with his dad and Gary Carpenter.
Absolutely.
And I was like, Tommy, when you come we're going to get together in Carp's garage and rehearse. I was like, when you show up at Carp's, I want every CD, physical CD that you've got or if it's a record or whatever you got, I want them. And so I have at least what I know to be the Tommy Hooker discography.
Oh, good.
And you're on Blue Smoke.
I'm on Blue Smoke. I don't know if I'm on that other one he did.
Those arrangements, I'm a Willie Nelson fanatic.
Yeah.
And so is he.
Yeah.
And so those arrangements of some of those Willie tunes, I think are some of them are better than Willie's versions. Mm-hmm. His version of Mr. Record Man, I think could have been a hit if it had been his arrangement at the time.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I love him. I love the Hookers.
Yeah. Wonderful.
But that was that happening. The whole time all my little rock and roll adventures were happening, I was always playing in a country band somewhere.
Yeah.
Whenever the weekend was available. I was always in Fort Worth or going to Mingus, Texas and playing the TR-10 or, going down to some dance hall in the middle of Centerville, Centerville, Texas. Or I was always doing that the whole time. So when I naturally fell into the Jake thing and did that for a couple of years, and then I started Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
And that's been just a whole lot of nowhere going fast. But we did 3 records, and I love them. I think they're great records.
I think that's kind of when I connected with you was like the Black Dog.
Maybe so.
In Fort Worth.
Yeah.
I'd go down there and play with Ryan, our buddy Tony Ferraro. He might have... It always seemed like somehow he was involved in maybe booking, or at least he was who got us gigs there.
Yeah. We started coming to Denton a lot too, because I was playing with Paul all the time. Uh-huh. And we were doing the Dan's Bar improv gig that we used to do when Dan's was the other place.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun. And that's where I met Pete Young, our drummer for Ho Chi Minh.
Okay.
And Ed. I met Ed that way too. So that band came from the Paul Slavin show.
Who's Ed?
Ed McMahon.
Okay.
He's played with everybody.
Okay.
Anywho, so
Ho Chi Minh?
That's the Ho Chi Minh. And then we did a record with at the Denton studio, Matt Pence.
Oh, yeah. Ecolab.
And then a couple years later, then I joined Charley Pride's band in 2000, and was with him for 13 and a half years. And he has a studio on Royal, and the studio. And our sound man, Joey Lomas, was working. He had access to the studio all the time. So we just recorded the second Ho Chi Minh record there, free of charge.
Yeah.
Charlie didn't care. So we were in there, and we worked on that thing for a year and a half. Because the first record at Ecolab, we did it in 3 days.
Yeah.
We wham bam through it. We had maybe a couple of overdubs, but it was just the 3 of us rocking our asses off. And then the second record, we did it at Charlie's studio with Joey Lomas, and my brother joined us, so we had 2 guitars, and we spent a lot of time on it. And I think that's a strong record. Mm-hmm. I love it, but nobody knows about it because I don't promote. No management. I need to be managed.
How did the Charlie gig come about? Is that from being like known?
No. Well, I guess you ever heard of Mark Abbott?
I know Mark Abbott.
You know Mark Abbott.
Yeah,
the late great Mark Abbott. He had the gig. He got the gig with Charlie.
Okay.
And then he decided he wanted to do the Arkansas thing and play with
Sons of the Pioneers.
Sons of the Pioneers.
Is that it?
So he had options. He took the Arkansas option, or Missouri. Branson, whatever the hell. He took the Branson option. And he called me. He just called me and said, "Hey man, you want this gig?" So sure. I was bank telling and playing with whoever at the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was Jake. Sometimes it was Carp. Sometimes it was who knows. I was playing with all kinds of. Carl Vaughn, the great Carl Vaughn.
Yeah.
Played with him a lot about that time. But I just I got the number. I called them. Said, "Yeah, I'd like to. I could audition for this thing." Or they called me. I can't remember which. Showed up at the studio. Played a few tunes. We talked about Ray Price. They said, "Okay, you're hired." Mm-hmm. Because apparently he loves Ray Price. Mm-hmm. Charlie did. So I kicked off some Ray Price standards, and he sang along with me. And
did you start with bump, bump, and then into the tune?
Bump, bump, ba, da, 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 just like Tommy Jackson. I mean, I nailed it. And he just loved it because Charlie, he likes everything to be just like the record. So, I figured that out real quick.
I heard someone had made It's like one of those things like WFMU, and they were like, it was like the first 10 seconds of every Ray Price hit, and it was like
3, 4, 1.
yeah, it was dun dun dun, you know, it just, and always around the same tempo. It was like, man, wow, yep. Ray knew what they were doing.
That was
until this formula fails, we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, but gosh, Ray Price probably, I got so many heroes. Ray Price is definitely right up there. And his progression, the 50s and the early 60s, there was a lot of Nick New, as some people call it. But
that one's Nick New?
Yeah, 61, 62, 63, when he came out with Love Life and Just for the Record, Way to Survive, Way to Survive. The early 60s records, oh, God, you had Buddy Emmons or you had Jimmy Day, one of the two.
Yeah.
Just milking it.
Yeah.
That's quintessential honky tonk for me. And it was getting thicker. He was going from, real Moonlight Mulligan kind of thing, or getting away from the Hank Williams style.
Yeah.
And finding his own footing, and it was that richer, things weren't so quick. He was starting to sink, croon a little more.
Yeah.
And it was just getting this fat fullness. All his pickers were getting better. You know? So it was just a great, for me, this early 60s with Ray Price is the bomb.
Yeah.
But and then with Chad and I, so I was doing Ho Chi Minh on the side basically and playing with Pride. And then Chad, I got Chad involved in playing country. He was usually against it, but he got into it. And we were playing this once a week gig out in West Fort Worth at the
Insiders.
The Insiders.
With Carp.
Because Jake Hooker was the Outsiders.
Yeah.
And me and Carp were in the Outsiders.
I always wondered about this.
And Chad Rueffer, and we started playing with Chad and Reggie Brown, bass player Reggie Brown. And then we decided to call it was as a joke. We'll be the Insiders.
Who's the drummer?
Because we were just going to do our little once a week gig. Wayne Bennett.
Okay.
Wayne Bennett, who I met playing with Ray Price. I got to play with Ray Price for a year and a half, 2 years.
I did not know this.
In the 80s, yeah.
Holy shit.
So I got to get on the bus and go, 900 miles for $300.
Yeah. How long was, did you say for a couple years?
Yeah, 88, 87, 88, 89, roughly.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the highlight. I got to play for the good times violin parts by myself on the Grand Ole Opry stage, on the Ryman stage with the Chief. That is the highlight of my life.
Yeah, would be for anyone, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not really the highlight of my life. It's one of the highlights.
I mean,
but it was such a great feeling. And then after the Opry, he was doing an interview. It was not at the Ryman. It was at the Opry at the Opryland.
Yeah.
Because then we went around. He got interviewed by Eddie Tubbs in the radio station's little after thing.
Mm-hmm.
He did an interview. I was watching him being interviewed by Eddie Stubbs or Tubbs? Eddie Stubbs. Eddie Stubbs.
Okay.
Tall, ghoulish looking dude. Really nice guy. He just looks like Lurch from
Adam's Family.
Nothing
Family. Wrong with Lurch.
Nothing wrong with Lurch. Anywho, seeing him being interviewed, I just felt like I'd step back in time. Like those were the old days.
Yeah.
When Ray was this up and comer. I don't know. That was an exciting time.
So you had to be, you're like late teens?
I was in college, so I was late teens, early 20s.
Man.
Yeah, that was a thrill. And I did know who Ray Price was. My grandfather had all his records. So
did you smoke weed with Ray?
I wasn't ready for weed.
Okay.
But it was, oh my God.
It was around.
That bus was thick.
Yeah.
The bus was thick with it. I was learning to drink at the time.
Okay.
So I was definitely drinking and playing poker with Blondie Calderon, his band leader, and getting my ass handed to me on a regular basis. I don't know if I ever made any money on that gig, honestly. I really don't. But it was fun. I mean, I was playing with the big boys.
Dude.
And Wayne Bennett, he was our drummer when we were doing the thing with Chad got started.
Yeah.
We did a record with that, and then we did a real good record called Me and My Heart and My Shoes.
Mhm.
So this was 09, 2010, 2011, 2012. We were playing at Pearls all the time.
And the finish line.
And the finish line and all that stuff. So, but that was probably the best country band I've ever been in, the Chad band.
That's a bit, I mean, that's like, I don't know. I have friends who, I wasn't really hip to it at that time, but I have, I know people who are hardcore going to see you guys and swear by it. That
Carp and I just have this thing. We're just feeding off each other.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like Jerry and Brent.
Yeah.
But even better because we just had all these licks that we could put together and make it work. And
I've been on a gig. Because I'll hire Carp to play with Raised Right Men. And I've had gigs where I know he was frustrated and he had a hard time. But when everything's working with him, it's incredible.
Well, he just had 2 knees replaced.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Yeah. And I think he had some sort of cancer scare.
Yeah, he did. He had a rough year last year, but he's back and he wants to work and
I know, that's wonderful, isn't it? I love that man.
I do too. But I know what you're talking about because I've seen it happen with him and Jess, which I guess maybe after the Hooker band, because when I first saw Tommy Hooker, it was Carp and Jess Metter on fiddle.
Oh, good.
And I've done a swing gig with them, and once the 2 of them, when we were calling tunes that they knew together, it was like, all right, boys, just, like cruise control, and the show's over there on their side of the stage, and you didn't have to, it was like, sing your part. It felt like you just kind of locked in and you were just kind of going, and they were the show. It was amazing. I was like, okay, that's, you got to set Carp in this position, and the whole thing kind of flows.
There were some magic nights with Carp and my brother and Derek Spigner on drums. You know Derek, don't you? He was the Charley Pride drummer when I was in the band.
Okay.
And he's just he played in the Armed Forces band when he was young. So he's got all the jazz chops. He's got all the chops.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic with Chad's group. He was just the bomb. And then I don't know, it was just such a fun group. Reggie Brown was a fantastic bass player. He died early, too soon, some sort of cancer. So then Chad started playing bass, and we'd just have a rotating cast of guitarists. Sometimes Ronnie Dale Schultz, or sometimes I can't remember who. Chad would play sometimes, and we'd hire a bass player or whatever.
Yeah,
it was a great band. We had some really good shows, but playing with Tommy and Jake and all those guys, I'm very lucky. I really am, and I know I've worked hard and I'm a decent player, but getting to work with those guys, it's a real hoot, and it's carrying on a thing that I love.
Yeah.
When I want to go to a club and dance with a girl, I want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear the stuff that Nashville calls country.
No.
I want to hear Ray Price and Bob Wills, and I don't know if that makes me an old stick in the mud or a fuddy-duddy, but it just sings. It speaks to me, and it gives me that Texas feel,
Yeah. There's a whole, like, there's a bunch of people who feel that way, and it makes me think that it's like it will never die because there are people who are so hardcore about it, and they have kind of a narrow view of what good honky tonk music is, but if you can play that stuff, they're like, yeah, that's it. You're great. We love you. You can stretch out a little on the fringes here or there, or mix in something else, but they, like I said, they have a very, very tight idea of what they think is good, and that can be.
I don't blame them, and I think it's if let's say you're touring through the Carpathian Mountains, do you want to see them break dance, or do you want to see some old Carpathian folk dance?
Yeah, I want to see I want to hear them sing the song of their people.
And that's kind of what we have here, where we can have, is that I want to feel what it's like to step into the TR-10 in 1953 when it first opened.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I love that. It's, even though it's, maybe cheesy or whatnot, but that's why I like going to places like the Broken Spoke or
Yeah, I do too.
or those old halls. We played Anhalt Hall last year with Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you ever been to Anhalt?
No.
It's like, the Green Hall it's an old hall out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
North of Bulverde.
Okay.
North of San Antonio. And it's just a bunch of old Germans started that thing in 1870. And
awesome.
The building is so cool. And that's the vibe.
I played Schrader in a Goliad, Schrader Hall.
Goliad. Yeah, I've never been down there.
That's another
That's got that
beautiful, like the look in the rafters or something. You can just tell it's like, this is ancient, been here for whatever, 100 years or something like that. And I got to play there with, I played with Summer Dean. We opened for Asleep at the Wheel. Some of, who was the Bunkhouse band? Is that Gary P. Nunn?
Yeah, Gary
some of
P.
his
Nunn.
band was playing with us.
Chad's playing with Summer Dean some.
Really?
He did a gig with her recently.
That's a fun gig. She's fantastic.
There's a club. It's the Sons of Herman Hall out in where my family came from in Haskell, Texas. It's there was the Irby Hall, which was we had dances there too. But the Old Glory Hall used to be Old Brandenburg until World War I came along and they changed the name of the town to Old Glory. And I grew up playing there too. And I'll never forget when Spot was hot and heavy, and we had 2 nights at Red Rocks opening for Bush and No Doubt.
Shit.
And the Goo Goo Dolls. It was a big show. Well, I had already made a date with my dad that we were going to play for the family at the Hoochie. This sounds, maybe I had some good family values, but this was not a career move.
Okay.
But so we had 2 nights. We only used one of them because the other night we had to be in Old Glory.
Okay.
We were already on the road, so we flew back to Dallas, drove to Old Glory, which is north of Abilene, about an hour. Played the gig with Dad and saw the family and everything else. Drove back to the airport, flew back to Denver, and showed up at Red Rocks to open Sunday night at 5:00.
Yeah.
And that was the other highlight of my life, opening this big show at Red Rocks at 5 p.m. The sun was still up. And I walked out and said, "It's about damn time, isn't it?" Because they'd been all waiting for a long time. And they all cheered, and it's like they all knew our record. Yeah. Denver radio had been playing the heck out of it. But you see, I was living 2 worlds,
Yeah.
I couldn't make up my mind.
That's first time. So your dad played?
Yeah, Dad is a bass player.
Okay.
Yeah, and he still plays in church.
Really?
Yeah, and we still we join him for church every now and then, just once a year.
Why hasn't he come to see the Dead thing?
He watches it on YouTube.
Does he? What's he think about all that?
He thinks you guys are good. He loves Kenny's playing. He loves all the drummer, the drummer corps, the drum corps.
All 2 of us.
And he thinks I'm coming along on the bass. You're coming along pretty good.
Sounding great, man. So yeah, what how did we end up in a Grateful Dead band together? How did this happen?
I'll tell you how I got in it.
Okay.
I know everybody knows Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Withrow.
How did he was putting on it was a benefit at was it at the at Deep Ellum Art Company? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think when it pretty much opened, maybe it was an early a couple 3 years ago.
Okay.
There was a benefit to raise money for medical aid for deadheads.
Okay.
I'm struggled to know.
That's fine.
And I think he tried somebody and he tried another person, and he had my number and he knew I played a little bass, and he called me and said, "Hey, you want to play bass on some Dead songs?" I said, "Okay." So that was the first time I ever tried it, and that's when I mangled China Cat Sunflower for the first time, and I continue to mangle it. It's fascinating how I never get good at China Cat.
It exists to be mangled, I think.
I guess, because I just can't play and sing it at the same time. But and then and then I did some like a Kenny Reed show Reed Easterwood came to town from Albuquerque, and Kenny and Reed would do every year. They'd meet at like what's the George's place down there in Skillman, the Gold Rush.
Okay.
Gold Rush Cafe.
Okay.
And they'd rent it out and we'd play. So I joined that, and then I don't know. Kenny kept asking me to do stuff with him, little stuff like that. And I'm not sure when it decided to bring back the Dead thing. I guess it was 2 years ago.
Best I can tell, maybe 23, maybe March of 2023.
I don't even remember. I'm not keeping good track of
I've
it.
somehow become like, or not somehow, it's just like what I do, but like I'm like somehow band historian or something, because I like tracked down, but I was aware that was happening, and so I was just, I guess it was at Poor David's, I think.
That wasn't the first one, but
was it Barley House then? Was
maybe
Barley the first
maybe
one?
It was Barley House.
Okay, one of those two.
I know it wasn't Tolbert's, and it wasn't Deep Ellum Art Company, and I can't remember who the first other drummer was. It's always been Kenny Stern, and was it
John Bush?
It may have been John Bush, yeah.
Because the first gig I played, Kenny Stern was out, and it was me and John Bush.
You and Bush, that's right.
Which was like, I mean...
that was your first...
I felt like he was on a motorcycle, and I was trying to keep up on a bike, or a tricycle maybe.
I don't remember that at all.
Because he plays really loud.
Oh, yeah.
And he plays just, different groove, like a little bit ahead of where I do, and I'm really quiet and lay back. And so the whole gig felt like I was just kind of chasing him, and it was fucking awesome. Like, I loved it. But like when then Kenny was like, yeah, well, come do it again. This other drummer, he's kind of quiet. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like Kenny Stern and I are like brothers, man.
I never feel like anybody's pushing or pulling.
No way.
It's right on. I love it.
It feels perfect. I love it. I love playing with him. And then like,
y'all feel I ever push or pull? Or
no, not really.
It's pretty solid.
That's like, I don't know. That's I feel like when you have 6 people, it's hard for me to tell who's pushing, who's pulling. It's like we all have this sort of inertia that we're just kind of like pistons on the engine or something. I don't know. It's different in a larger ensemble, especially with 2 drummers.
Well, I've always been spoiled with good drummers. There's one guy that I've played a lot with who we call the Russian Dragon. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But all my drummers that I've been with, not my drummers, but drummers that I've worked with have all been just fantastic. Dave, starting with Davis Bixton and Earl Darling and Derek Spigner and Pete Young. Oh, he's a monster. I don't know. Have you spent much time with Pete Young at all?
I guess I know Pete Young.
Oh, he's the most controlled chaos I've ever seen. He's just perfect for what I want in these songs that I've been writing for Ho Chi Minh all these years. He's like Animal on Muppets, He's got that kind of energy, but he's also knows exactly what he's doing, But he doesn't play enough. He's like me. We don't play enough, so he always complains that he's rusty or whatever, and then he goes in and nails it,
Yeah. That's like the kind of drummer I think I wanted to be when I was a kid. Like I loved Keith Moon.
Yes.
And I loved Bonham, of course, and I liked Mitch Mitchell, and I loved Neil Peart. I just idolized that, but so, I don't know. At some point early on, when I got to actually trying to play that stuff or Metallica or whatever.
Who was the drummer that really synced it for you when you started playing drums?
I mean, it was probably Lars or
Lars, really?
Yeah, or Neil. But I mean, I never really, I never had enough drums to like actually emulate those guys. But I mean, I was just playing along with records. I loved Mitch Mitchell. That's to this, I was always more Rush. Like, if I'm not a Russian Dragon, I just Rush.
The point was to get to the end of the song.
Yeah. I've got somewhere to be. If we could just finish all these songs. So like, God bless Ryan Becker for like being patient with me.
Ryan Becker.
To allow me to figure out how to, play drums on his watch, because that's really what happened.
Did he ground you?
No, I mean he's
Or
like,
did he let you fly?
yeah, let me fly. Just
That's
like he's just
great.
like over there, like figure it out, man. I don't know. He never just let me be me, you know. And somehow I've arrived where I am, but not because I don't know. That's just like a deflection or whatever. If I am any good, it's because I played a bunch of gigs with him and we just would do whatever. There's no rules. We had a thing early on. We had one rule: there are no mistakes. And if someone's fucking up, don't correct them. Follow them.
Yeah.
That was always our deal. It's easy when there's just two of you and there's no bass player.
But massaging that fuck up back into a groove is like, that's the excitement. That's very exciting for me.
That's our whole sound. And how, yeah.
There are people who tell you they played bass because of the Rio, Duran Duran, that kick-ass bass line.
Oh yeah.
And for me, the only reason I wanted to play bass was because I wanted to sound like John McVie. I wanted to get that fat boom and just occasionally have that nice little lick that complements
the chain. Like
yes.
that.
Or just like the little subtle things he does in the dreams.
Yeah.
That was my go-to for bass.
Yeah.
And then I started, listening to Getty, of course. And
yeah.
And well, of course, but I grew up listening to the Beatles, so I always had Paul's bass playing in my head.
Yeah.
So I got those three are like, that's what inspires me to play bass. Just being part of the bottom is fun.
Yeah.
I love being, I've always been decoration. The fiddle,
Yeah.
Froth on top. But being part of the soup, the base of the soup, that's what I like.
What's it like trying to emulate Phil Lesh?
I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
When I think about it, I think maybe I should try some more Leshy stuff. So I'll go up and start doing some arpeggios or whatnot and see if I can work my way back to actual root note without, the band wondering where I went.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still feeling my way on that.
It's weird.
It is. He's
insane.
I don't know how he always manages to get back because
Yeah.
he goes in some crazy place. Not crazy. It's not like Coltrane crazy.
It feels like sometimes he's working against them though, in a weird way, right?
Yes.
Like there'll be it's like they're all they'll be in a real happy major place and he's like playing all the minor stuff and you're like, well, what are we doing here? Like.
Yeah, I can't say that I always like his choices.
No,
but
he's like, okay, you don't like that. He does it different the next time.
And he does it different almost every time, doesn't he?
So, but
there's excitement there to try to I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just trying to capture some of that experimentation of his and mix it in small doses right now. And if I ever get better on the bass where I want to stretch out a little bit, but I never want to lose that groove and I never want to not hit the root when it's needed.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing that surprised me about Grateful Dead. A lot of times they don't need the damn root.
Yeah.
You got two drummers, you got Bobby chucking, and you don't when Phil goes off and there's no bottom end to the bass, it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
I don't really miss it that much.
I know.
I think I miss it only because I got bass player wannabe.
Yeah.
And I think that's where bass should be doing right here, but I don't know.
Were you a Deadhead before being invited in?
No, I was not.
Okay. And are you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so. Matter of fact, I was listening to the XM Radio Dead channel on the way up here.
So.
And I have a complaint. I'm getting tired of hearing this. I'm hearing it everywhere now. The Great Dead did it a lot, like on Throwing Stones.
The clave rhythm.
That between like they finish a verse and go boom.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest.
No, that's okay. That's all right. This is a safe space for that.
It's like drummers who go bump bump bada bump.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's important to know what those things are and then be like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, there's something because I am a fan of listening to the music. This is like really my first since high school or whatever. I played some jam music in high school and college, but like never try to approach it
how
like
so?
that.
Like in a garage or in
Yeah,
high school?
I joined a band in high school where they already had a drummer, and it was like they were all my friends, and they were just like, well, you know, 2 drummers, let's, you know, emulate kind of the Dead thing. And they would play some Dead stuff, and we'd play some other you know, covers and things, and their original tunes as well. And then when I came to college, everything was very like Fish. You know, this is like late 90s, so it was like it was like, oh, we'll have a 4-piece band, a little bit into this proggy thing, and then kind of jam too. But I was a Rush fan, and the reason I even got turned on to Fish was there was a band playing, like a SMU band around called Supplication, and they were like Allman Brothers-y thing. It's the first time I ever saw like a Leslie rotating speaker. And their drummer, I was wearing a Rush shirt, and he was like, that's one of those bands. He said, that's one of those incredible bands. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like Fish. Have you ever heard Fish? And I was like, I said no. And he was like, well, I think if you would like them, you would probably like, if you like Rush, you'd probably like Fish. And so I was like, okay.
What did he call the mediocre bands?
I don't know.
But there's the incredible bands.
Yeah, that's what and I was like, okay.
I was late to the Fish party. I didn't discover them until I fell in love with Kim in 2009, and I been to 5 concerts since. But, yeah, but I was late to that party.
You get caught on that?
I'm on it now. Yeah,
I like those dudes.
I do too. Hey,
it's been a lot. We're hitting the timers. It's like, go to bed.
But yeah, and boy, my first Fish concert, I think was at Portland, Oregon. No, Seattle at the Key Arena.
Cool.
That was cool. I was totally in.
What year is this?
2012, 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Reunion. Post hiatus. They kind of broke up or something.
Yeah, I don't even remember if they had an album under their belt at the time, if they were promoting or anything. Like I said, I just kind of drifted into that party.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. But they get silly, you know, and
they do get silly.
I don't like everything they do.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm pretty much like 90% of what the Dead did. There's a few songs I can do without Comes a Time. I can do without Samson. But so much of it I really can feel, you know, it hits me.
There's something about their approach that's like, it's like on paper, if someone said, hey, this is what we're doing, I'd be like, I don't like that. And that's why I like listening to it. It's like listening to free jazz or something, where I'm like, this is someone who's just decided I'm actively trying to break every musical rule there is. And it sounds like freedom to me. Like there's certain things that only they do where I'm like, you know, like to make a really weird comparison, but like Captain Beefheart or something, where I'm like, why would anyone even try to do it like this? And then why do I like it so much? You know, it just sounds like musical freedom to me. And that's what makes it hard to play, is to try and approach it with that.
Yeah.
Like, and so I also don't really try to emulate anyone in specifically, you know. I'm like, the thing I take away from it is like, you have permission to be yourself and just do whatever, play it in any way in any direction you want to go.
Now, what's the one thing you have to do if you're going to play Grateful Dead music?
Improvise.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Improvise. Yeah.
Like just be unapologetic. It's to some degree. Like
it sounds like, oh, you're doing the Dead thing. That must be pretty easy. But you don't know how hard it is until you start trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I can see, you know, trying to do the White Album might be tricky. You know, that might involve a lot of rehearsal. But this thing, it's deceptively hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's deceptively hard.
Yeah, I think especially if you don't know to people who don't know what it is, it'd be like, oh, it's just kind of, you're just jamming, right?
Right, but you're not just jamming.
No, and the tunes are very strange. like the arrangements and the structures are.
I literally,
outside.
I'm on my toes the entire night.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching guys like Hawks and it's not a break. It's not a relaxing sit down and play some bass and sing a little bit.
Yeah, compared to
it's a work. It's great work.
I'll do a 4-hour country gig of playing, shuffles and waltzes and everything else in between or whatever. And then like a 2 or 3 hour dead gig and like my arms are tired. I'm like,
because you're a little tighter, you're a little tenser, maybe. You're a little more alert.
And
I think
hitting
alert
harder
is a word.
And like trying to, and there's like, I don't know, there's like, sometimes you want to leave space, but sometimes you're like, I'm going to fill a bunch of space, and that's, I don't know, it's just less formulaic,
I'm not going to say I could, but on a country gig, I can probably eat a sandwich and work a crossword puzzle while I'm playing. I don't, because I'm a band guy. I'm an ensemble player. I listen to everybody and I try to float in. But really, I don't hurt. I don't feel like I've worked that hard.
Yeah.
On a country gig, because to me, it just I've done it all my life. Maybe that's the reason.
Well, there's a clear-cut definition of what your role is. And I think the best bands, the best country players, really, it's like know when your little spot is, or just know your role. It's real fun. Have you ever done a country gig playing bass?
Yeah, and it's surprisingly harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Like
when we do, first thing I remember knowing on the Dead show, I'm singing it, and this should be a breeze. It's 1-5, 1-5, 1-5,
Yeah.
And I'm struggling. I get tangled up. I don't understand. So I think playing country bass and singing, no, not singing and playing country bass, yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually make it interesting and you can do some things. But if you're singing, that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Whew. And that shocked me when I said, oh, yeah, I got this. I can do the Merle Haggard tune, no problem. No, I couldn't. It was like, you guys must have been looking at me going, what the? I thought he was a country guy. A lot harder than I thought.
Do you still get, I guess you said you played somewhere with Tommy.
Yeah,
last year.
Every now and then I'll play with Tommy, maybe once a year. With Carp, once or twice a year, which is sad because I just soon play with him every week.
Yeah.
But I've got a band that I've worked with every couple of months called Greg Gibbs and Texas Standard Time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun. And we do a lot. Not only do we do some swing, which a lot of the country stuff that I do, there's not a lot of swing. It's all just 4/4 shuffle and waltzes like you were talking.
Yeah.
But this band does some Western swing, and it does some standards. It does some Nat King Cole. It does some Fly Me to the Moon, and I sing Mac the Knife and little Bobby Darin in there.
Cool.
So it's got a nice little loungy feel to it, as well as a hardcore shuffle thing to it.
Yeah.
It's a nice little group. So I get to do that once or every couple months.
Are you like a sub?
No, no.
They only play that
much.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, I get gig offers here and there, but...
Kelly Spinks?
Yes, I've worked with him 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah, and that's a blast. Now, that's solid old school. Shove it down your throat, and it's fantastic. I love playing with Kelly.
Cool.
I really do. But I also love the Greg thing because that's a little more, it's more variety.
Yeah.
But Kelly's just that's where I live,
That's cool.
So... It's nice to have those options, to have that variety,
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought till this moment that we both kind of exist in those worlds, as well as like this dead world and this country world, as well as the rock thing.
I haven't had to play a gig that involved a tune written in the last 20 years in 20 years. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Man, yeah, man.
I take that back. Charley Pride.
Going.
Charley loved this song by Travis Tritt called "It's a Great Day to Be Alive."
Yeah.
You remember that tune?
Uh-huh.
So we did learn that.
That might be 30 years old now, though.
Oh, it might be 30 years old.
Yeah,
that's true.
Dude, Tell me, what I got to play a little bit with Ronnie Miller
Yeah,
on steel.
good.
Great steel player.
Yeah, I love Ronnie.
Um,
He was in the band the whole time I was in it.
yeah, and then any other? I don't know. Charley was cool.
Charley was fine. You know, Charley had you know, he when you've had your skirt fluffed for that long, he could. I loved him. He was a great guy.
Wanted things a certain way.
But he did want it to sound like the record, and that kind of grinded on me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I lasted 13 years, honestly, because, you know, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, every show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought we had a really good band. We could have done a lot more for him, but he just kept it real straight. And that's his prerogative, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And it was easy, and it was fun. I mean, you know, it was easy in the sense that I've done enough work that it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done the homework, but so there wasn't a lot of stressing on that gig. But you know, it wasn't artistically rewarding, but you know, it had perks. I had great perks. I got to see the world, got to go around the country. You know, had health insurance, had profit sharing, flew everywhere, had my own hotel room at the gig. Pretty good gig.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting a teacher's salary, but damn, we're only doing 40 shows a year, 45 shows a year, so I had all the free time to play with Chad and Tommy and all the other guys. So I was doing okay, but it was a great gig. I'll praise Charley and Rosine's name for the rest of my life.
Cool.
Yeah, Rosine, his wife. Oh, she was the real angel.
She travel with you guys?
She's still alive. Well, she occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
If there was a casino involved, damn right she was there. She's probably 90 years old now.
Yeah.
And still invites all the old band members to her house for Christmas every year. Man. At a post-Christmas party that she's always done. Yeah. And I missed last year, so I need to go see her.
I want to be your plus one.
You want to be my plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes Janie Freaky shows up. Sometimes Randy Travis showed up one time in a wheelchair, which is weird.
I got to see him a few times. He's come to see Raised Right Men a few times.
Oh, really? Good for him.
They liked us. Him and Mary, very kind to us.
Oh, that's swell.
And
he's doing better, I guess.
Yeah, he looked.
Because the last time I saw him was at Rosine's, and he looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to die.
It, you know, like I only been around him a couple times, but he looked well the couple times I had seen him. And it seems like now, is there some kind of tour or something with a singer? I don't know what's going on, but he's well enough to do that.
Wow, that's great.
There's something, I don't want to speak out of turn.
No, right.
There's some kind of thing going on with, they had used another singer and some AI stuff. And then maybe they're going around the country and he's on stage and maybe, I don't know how they're doing it. I'd be fascinated to see like what is actually happening. But you are seeing, as far as I know, you are seeing Randy Travis and you are hearing someone else.
You know, he represents that last gasp of Nashville that had a little element of tradition to it.
Yeah.
You know, him and Dwight Yoakam. Dwight, I don't guess he was a Nashville cat. He's
Whatever.
kind of an LA cat.
But
Whatever.
it's traditional.
But those days we had that kind of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, despite the Billy Ray Cyrus
And Alan
whatever.
Jackson, I think.
Alan Jackson and George Strait was still doing it, and we still had it a little bit, last gasp, and then the 2000s hit, and I don't know what happened.
Nothing good, my man.
Went to hell.
Yeah, something about 20th century music, I think, especially the last half of the 20th century, but really as a whole, that I think that'll be like studied forever, and
it's a fascinating time.
All these things we're talking about.
I can't imagine the next 50 years ever achieving what those 50 years achieved.
No fucking way.
Where's it gonna go? I mean, to me, I think the future is the Mos Eisley scene in Star Wars. That's the future of modern music. And it's starting to sound like that. And what's with the wild ass high pitched shit that's singing real like they've got it like they sped the tape like Chipmunk.
Yeah.
That seems to happen a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a dog whistle.
I don't know, man. I'm just old, I guess.
You are. That's it.
Old. But there's some new stuff out there that I love. Wet Leg. I think Wet Leg is fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's some really good bands out there that I what is it? Deer Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Love Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
War on Drugs ain't bad.
Yeah, I like War on Drugs.
And I'm trying to enjoy my ex-girlfriend. She's really into like jungle and who's Keith Gacho's son?
Zion?
Yeah, he's got a band.
Okay.
It's what is it called? Oh my gosh, not jungle. Anyway, he's got a band and it's really cool.
Okay.
She went and saw him live recently.
Yeah, there's
it's like lounge kind of. It's loungy, but it's got a groove. It's groovy lounge music.
I think there's like right now there's a big thing of like kind of a throwback thing, and I worry that's just all it will become is like, oh, we are this and we are this, and they'll kind of keep recycling and until the
it can wear out pretty quick. I think. I mean, right now I'm okay with it, but yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think about our local hero, Mr. Bridges? You big fan of that stuff? Leon?
No.
No?
Very like amazing singer. I never thought the writing was that great, but I didn't ever really dig into it. Did you?
Not really, but what I've heard, I like.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of cool that that's coming from Fort Worth.
Right.
And it's cool. It's got a cool vibe to it.
It seems genuine.
It seems genuine. I think he's a genuine dude. And the work he did with Khruangbin.
Oh my God,
that's pretty cool stuff.
That was mind blowing.
Yeah.
I was on a gig playing the state fair actually.
Yeah.
And I guess they were probably like, we're gonna play all Texas music even between the bands, and I was going, what in the hell is this? And then to see the band name, and I'm like, I don't know. And then so I'm just like,
sounds like Thai word.
Research
like
this later.
Word.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. And then I'm like, oh, this is Houston music, and they do stuff with Leon. That's like, I completely blew my fucking mind. Like no. They could have just as easily come from Mars, and I'd have been like, oh, cool, we're getting music from Mars now, fucking rad. But that completely blew my mind.
Okay, you know who else I love right now? Courtney Barnett.
Oh yeah.
My God, she turns me on. I love the way she approaches it.
Yeah.
And it's rough, and it's not, she's not solving any rocket problems. But my God, I just love her. I love her. I love hearing her.
Yeah. MJ Linderman, you looked at that?
I haven't. No.
Okay.
You probably have a long list of things for me to peruse.
We could.
Just every now and then send me something I need to know about, because I really do live in a van down by the river. I'm telling you, I just get bits and pieces of these shiny little coins, in the bottom of the fountain. And I think, oh, okay, there's that. I like that, But most everything I hear on the top foyer in the stores, shopping, whatnot, it just sounds dreadful. Oh my God, it kills my spirit.
Yeah, I think that was what was kind of cool about the music that we really like was it was pop at a time that Ray Price music, like that was, he was dominating the charts for a minute. Or I showed my kid.
What is your point?
I was like now the pop music is crap, and that I showed my kid like Woodstock, and I showed him
really
Monterey Pop.
And
I was watching Jimmy. There's like the band has stopped at a point where he's playing Woodstock, and he's just like improvising on the guitar. And I was like, he's beautiful. This music is just gorgeous. And it's just like, and this is a pop star. This is like
technically, I guess he was a pop star.
Like, this is a really profound and deep person. And he's just like, on stage in front of it's a kind of died down at this point. It's just a few thousand people, tens of thousands of people. And like I said, the band had kind of faded out, and he's just going. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is, if you were there, I'm sure you felt something really, really cool was happening. Never mind the fact that you probably just saw Sly and the Family Stone and Creedence Clearwater Revival and the band and all these, and the Dead or whatever, Santana, whatever else. But like that was those were pop bands at the time, and now it seems like if you're going to find cool shit, it's not going to be, dominating the
Right,
charts.
I
This
see.
is not.
Yeah.
These are not the records that are they're being pushed by the industry or anything like that. That is
The
commodified.
industry, commodification.
Yeah, crap.
Commodification,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
They're like, oh, hey, check this out. Check out this shiny thing. And you're like, doesn't look that shiny to me, really.
Yeah, it's nice tits, but I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know?
No thanks.
Yeah. Gosh. Feel you. Oh, by the way, remember when we were talking about After the Flood or whatever the name of that band and Bob Dylan live?
Yeah.
In Inglewood. They recorded that at Inglewood.
Yeah.
At the Forum.
Uh-huh.
But the cover of the picture was apparently took in Toronto, from what I understand.
Okay.
But anywho, I revisited Nobody Feels Any Pain. Oh my gosh.
Just like a woman.
Yeah, Just Like a Woman, and the It's All Right, Mom, I'm Only Bleeding. And he did it completely different than the way he recorded it in the 60s.
Yeah.
He did it like he was on fire.
Yeah.
And to hear that again and to hear the power and the urgency and the rawness, I just started copying the link and sharing it to everybody,
Yeah.
Because that's not commodification. That's art. That's getting out there and expressing yourself.
I'm going to see him. We're talking about Bob Dylan.
Windstar?
I have tickets to that.
Or you got Tyler?
I'm going to both.
I'm going to go to Windstar.
But I mean, he has I've been seeing him the last few years, and he just still has this power. I don't know what it is, but I sit there and there's always some old people sitting close to me talking, but I can just close my eyes. I saw him at that really nice room at the Fair Park.
Yeah,
like music hall.
Music hall, yeah. Ooh,
I saw him there.
I love that room. I saw Radiohead there.
I did too.
That was you were there.
That was amazing. I saw Prince there.
Oh, you saw Prince?
Yeah.
Cool.
But Bob there, I'm like, there's those seats are kind of there. It's an old place. The seats are kind of small.
Is that the one downtown? No,
that's the Majestic.
Yeah, okay.
But same vibe. I'm like on the balcony. I'm just kind of surrounded.
The music hall. I'm
surrounded by people, and I'm just kind of close my eyes and be like, I'm just gonna tune them out. And I mean, he still moves me.
Yeah.
I still don't. I don't know, man. He's the biggest like moving target ever, and I love it.
I saw him at Caesar's Palace, and I don't think that was a good place to see him. I think I was too distracted, and he was just grumbling. He was just growling all night. He didn't really sing.
Yeah.
He was just going, and then he was opening for him was John Cougar, who had a cold. So it was like 3 hours of growling and groaning. It was the craziest show.
Man.
But that was my one time to see Bob. But it was thrilling to see Charlie Sexton up there playing guitar.
Yeah.
Is he still playing?
No.
The
band is like, I don't want to say not as good, but they're not as good. But also, they're way quieter now. And he sings better now that he doesn't. I think what would happen before is he had these great bands and he would kind of have to shout. And I think that was what's happening even with the band in 1974.
Man, I would love him to just sit and sing.
Well,
and I'm not expecting him to sound like Frank. I just wanted to hear him sing nice, as close as he can to the melody, whatever. Yeah. It would be nice. You think that's what's happening?
Man, but he has no interest in singing the melody.
Well, or just singing at all.
That's kind of what I think is going.
Because I saw him.
We'll talk after Windstar.
Okay.
And we'll because I'll be very curious to hear.
You tell me what happens in Tyler. We've thought about going to Tyler, but I think we're going to go to Windstar.
I'm going to go to both, and yeah, anyway, this is all. We've gotten way deep, but this is like, the shit I love, and whatever he does, and from beginning to end or whatever, I'll keep consuming it because it is endlessly fascinating to me, even now, and even if he is just growling and grunting,
I listened to the whole record you sent me. I found
Time
it.
Out of Mind.
Time Out of Mind.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I'd only heard like snippets. I thought it was really sweet, and of course, it's Daniel Lanois. I love that production.
Yeah.
I really loved it, and the whole thing. And I liked a lot of the songs. A couple songs are just bluesy kind of things,
Right?
But I liked some of the ideas he was going. It worked for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it another listen though.
Yeah, there's a something to that, like getting into that record. Some of the songs would kind of blend into one. Jackson Browne will do this to me. I'll listen to a Jackson Browne record and I'll be like, I feel like you had this big, like you kept kind of writing this song in this period. I think Dylan will have a little bit of a tendency to do that. Mm-hmm. So like within an album, a couple of the songs will kind of run together in my mind. I have to really focus in on it and be like, oh no, that's this one. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what happens on Time Out of Mind.
We should talk about sometime. I don't know how we're doing on time, but there's some touch. You spoke of Jackson Browne. He was a big player in my 70s.
Yeah,
growing up, because I was born in '67, so I got all the '70s stuff. But in my dad's record collection was These Days. Oh, I had that at all times to listen to. I had Rod Stewart's Never a Dull Moment. Strong.
Love that
quite
record.
Strong.
Love that record.
And then I had On the Border, Eagles, On the Border, and then Neil Young's Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. Those were like staples in my growing up. And then every Beatle record.
Yeah.
And then every Fleetwood Mac record.
Yeah.
And every Paul McCartney record. And then it became a Rush Fest, and then it became Police.
Yeah.
Dad introduced me to the Police.
Really?
He heard him he was going to Houston to work, and he'd come home on the weekends. And he said, I heard this kind of a reggae band called the Police. They're really good. So we started listening. And that's when Roxanne had just come out. Yeah. And that was a big player in my musical education.
Those guys are.
And he's at Choctaw. He's coming to Choctaw with Sting 3.0. He's on tour with two guys that I've never seen before.
What about isn't Stuart Copeland coming to the Kessler to talk?
Yeah, is he? He's on a talking tour.
Because Stuart Copeland, he doesn't get to talk enough.
Didn't he write? Has he not written a book?
I think he did. I think I think it's a book tour.
A book tour, okay.
But
I know. Did you ever see Andy Summers' book?
No.
I did.
Maybe I watched a doc that featured his photography or something. He did. It was really good.
Yeah. One of the best books I've read from the music business was Keith Richards.
Oh yeah, Life.
God,
that's fantastic.
That was fantastic.
Did you read Costello?
No.
You got to read that one because he has a story about the Police when he was doing his show.
Uh-huh.
Whatever that. I watched a lot of episodes of his show after reading it. But he said, "Oh, I want to get you guys the Police, all three of you guys together," and that Andy and Sting were like, "No, Stuart will talk the whole time." And he was like, "Oh, let's just try it." And he was like, "We tried it." And I was like, "Okay, I'll interview all of you separately." Because he was like, yeah, it was he tended to dominate.
That's funny. He was the brains, really. I mean, he was the guy that He and his brother were operators.
And a great drummer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, dude.
All right.
This could go on forever, but it cannot.
No.
We must stop.
Well, now is forever.
Yeah. We will continue this, but soon we're going to stop this tape.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, man.
Is this show called anything?
I was in that band.
Is that the name of the show?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, maybe since I failed to get you to do it at the beginning, identify yourself and say, and I was in that band.
This is Reggie Rueffer, and I was in that band.
Perfect. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Yay.